Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of the ButtonPress podcast. Today, I'm here with my cousin Justin,
That's me.
and we're going to be talking about some Pokemon, our Pokemon journey throughout our life, our personal love for the game, how we got into it, and where we're at currently with the franchise. But before we get into that, we are going to do our new segment that we've been working into the show, where we take a hot take submitted by one of you guys and give our opinions on it, whether we agree, disagree, and all of that goodness. And the hot take this week comes from, I specifically picked it because it is our cousin, coming from our cousin Danny, and she says Luigi is the superior Mario brother.
It's not a hot take. That's just real.
That okay? Well, I mean that's where you stand on it. But um, I mean, I think we both agree. After you said that, it's.
I don't know if that's hot. I mean, it's a take for sure. Like, right?
I mean, Mario's the front man, but like Luigi's just so much more.
He's charming. He's lovable.
He
Because
has.
he's kind of an idiot,
He
right?
actually has a personality.
Well, yeah, his personality's dopey, right?
Yeah, but like what? Like Mario doesn't have.
Mario is whatever he needs to be at the
Yeah.
moment. Like, Luigi is consistently Luigi. Hey, bro, I came to help you out. Mario is whatever mold he needs to fit into.
Do you? I like Mario. Obviously, is the front man for more games. Um, But do you like just to piggyback off what's being said here? And do you find Mario games that have Luigi in them as a playable character more fun? I know it's a random question, but
No.
have you played the Luigi Mansion? Whoa, Luigi's Mansions.
Just the first one.
Okay,
Um, to completion 100% when it came out. It was very good.
well I know this is
That's
a short
about it.
conversation on all of this, but there's not much to be said. But we do agree. Luigi is the superior Mario
Th-
brother.
Haven't you seen him win by doing nothing in Mario Party minigames?
No, is that a thing?
Yeah,
He just stands there.
it's a meme. Yeah, he just stands there, does nothing, everyone else dies, and he wins. Look it up.
Sounds about right.
It, Luigi Core.
Well, with that said, I think it's time to actually jump into our topic on today's episode, which is Pokemon, our personal journeys, and we of course have to jump back to the past to find the roots of our Pokemon journey. And I feel like we should start with you because you go a little bit further back than I do.
I
That was not me knocking your
Yo,
age.
you're so old, bro. Tell me what it was like back in those days.
What dinosaur did you have when it came out? No, but uh your journey obviously started way before mine. And I feel like we should start with you. Your first Pokemon game, Pokemon Red.
Pokemon Red, yeah.
Red. Um were you always, I know you're a big Bulbasaur guy now, but did you pick Bulbasaur day one?
No, Charmander, man.
Really?
Charmander was cool.
Oh.
I was 9 years old in fourth grade when Red came out, and I did not have a Game Boy of my own. But every time a friend would come over, or I'd go to school and recess, or whatever, I would try to. I used to trade like snacks at lunch. Like, oh, I'll give you my snack if you let me play your Game Boy for the remainder of lunch and start a new file and not save.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could actually kind of relate to that because my brother Eric had, oh my god, the dog's barking. We can edit that out in post.
Wow.
Eric had Red, and he would go off to school, and I wasn't so nice to, start a save file without saving. I would delete his save file on
Oh,
Pokemon
bro.
Red, and then kind of play on there. But this is going to be a very broad question, but hold on, let me deal with this real quick. We'll edit this out.
Yep.
Red, we're dealing with the dog. Anyway, what I was going to ask, this is a very broad question, but Pokemania back in the day, like I wasn't around for it. I wasn't even a thought. I wasn't born. First of all, like what was that like as a kid growing up in the 90s? Pokemon has just come out. Cards were huge. The games were huge. Did you go to the games first before the cards?
No. So, uh, my family was poor, and I did not, like I said, I did not have a Game Boy for time. But as it started popping off around school and everything, everybody's got cards. I mean, you've seen like the old news segments where they're talking about like Pokemon cards banned in schools and this and that. Um, nobody, nobody was actually playing the card game either. A few of us were, but
Right.
for the most part, it was collecting and then playing like the just put down your cards and oh, mine's bigger, I win. You
Yeah,
know,
I
and
mean, even I did that
practically,
when the time came when I was getting into Pokemon.
at some point, somehow, like I got a hold of like two or three cards. And the first card I got was just Pidgey, and then somebody showed me Pidgeotto. I was like, whoa, it gets bigger, it
It
evolves.
gets
That's so
better.
cool. Like that, I've never seen that before. And instantly in love. Like everybody was doing it, and I was like, I gotta get in on this. Begging my parents to take me out to wherever to try to find some cards. We ended up in a local card shop, uh, like somewhere around here, and they didn't have packs, but they had like the stacks of commons and stuff that you can go through. It was like 10 cents a card or whatever.
Yeah.
So uh, at this point, it was just me and Emmy, maybe Lisa. I don't know. But I was like, yeah, pick out like 10 each. And you want to talk about, oh, what was your first starter? This was the tough choice at the beginning. Like, what do you want to get?
Do you remember what your cards were, or at least some of them?
I mean, I definitely picked up a Caterpie and a Metapod because I knew they went together.
That's cool. Where
But
was the anime even
yeah, yeah,
out?
that immediately started tuning into that.
Okay.
Um,
Was that out before you were picking cards and stuff, or
it, I feel like it all kind of happened at the same time.
I just didn't
It,
know if the Caterpie pick was
yeah, definitely
in
because of the
Ash.
show. Yeah,
Okay.
Caterpie was like one of the few things we had when it was just starting. It was like
Yeah.
what he's got like two Pokemon. Caterpie is main character at this point.
Yeah.
Um, but it all just happened so fast, and it just felt like it was all at once. The show, the games, the card, the rest of the merch, like everything. It just hit and just bam, everything's out, everything's there. God, is this what Star Wars guys feel like talking? I feel like when they talk about like, oh, back in the '70s when
Yeah.
Star Wars came
The
out.
80, yeah. I remember when it was just called Star Wars.
But
Um,
yeah, yeah, but what was I gonna say? It was just everywhere all at once, and I knew immediately I was in. I was just so thirsty to get a Game Boy and get the games. I actually had my aunt, our aunt, Diane, um, for my birthday one year. She would always give us the hookup because she was the
yeah.
cool aunt,
She was always our ride to Blockbuster.
100%. Um, she asked what I wanted for my birthday, and I told her Pokemon Red. And now she was young enough, and she knew that I did not have a Game Boy to play this game. And she's like, "Are you sure, man?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get a Game Boy eventually. I just want the game. I want to have it." And she got it for me, and for probably a few weeks, I just sat on that game. I treasured it, and I couldn't even
Did you
play
ever
it.
pop into like a friend's Game Boy to start it, or you waited till you got your own?
Situation never came up. But no, that year for my actual birthday, because she got it like she would have took you up early.
Yeah. Th-
Um,
I love hearing this because we've had so many conversations before like about Pokemon, about our love for Pokemon, but I feel like we never went this far back.
yeah, well,
Like,
you've got specific questions you got to ask me now,
yeah,
so it's
like,
like it.
like this is
You've
my
never
first
heard
time
these little
hearing
bits.
this.
So yeah, she would get the hookup earlier, but on my actual birthday. And I'll even tell you the bit of this. It was we did whatever at home. We had like the cake, had the whatever, a couple of presents. It was cool. And I don't I never really expected a whole lot because again, we weren't made of money. But my mom at some point she's getting ready to cook dinner and she's like, "Hey, dinner's almost ready. I need you to run back to the pantry and get me a roll of paper towels." So I go back to the pantry and sitting on the shelf is
Oh, that's
Game
cool.
Boy Color.
That's cool.
And dude, the way I shrieked, I was like what 10 at the time. This is fourth grade, 1999, 2000, somewhere around there,
Hey, I was born.
1999. Um, and that was that. From there, I never looked back.
It's so wild because I feel like, I mean, we both obviously started loving Pokemon at very, very different times, but it was also like the same time in our lives. Like when I first started, I mean, my first introduction to Pokemon, my first Pokemon game might have been like Pokemon Snap, I think.
That's a good first game.
But yeah, but I might have started with Pokemon Snap, but like my very first Pokemon main series Pokemon game was definitely erasing Eric's file every single week. Like it was like a constant tug of war battle. Oh, Eric saved again, delete,
Oh my god,
start, and then like it was like
miserable.
weekly. Um, but I like similar to you. I think I started with the cards first. Me and one of our other cousins collected Pokemon cards. We would go to Toys R Us, just get random packs. We didn't know what we were buying, and we did the whole thing of, hey, my guy has more health, or
Yep,
this
yep, yep.
this number's bigger, boom, and like we played with all of our cards at once. So like if he had a bigger pile, it was like, oh great, like whatever. But that's where my initial love for Pokemon kind of started, and then it died down for a bit. I got like out of Pokemon. It was almost like out of gaming for a while because I just became like I started doing sports as a kid.
That's right. Yeah.
Um, I I made like my best attempt to fit in, which why would I ever want to do that?
Well,
But
hindsight.
like I remember I was at one of my friend's birthday parties. We were at his house. We were shooting hoops, playing basketball, and then one of them started talking about, oh, the new Pokemon game, Black and White, is coming out. Guys, like I can't wait for all like, and they all started getting hyped for this for Pokemon Black and White. And I was like, wait a minute,
We're allowed to like this? Hold
you
on a second. I didn't know the rules.
right, like you guys still like this? Like, all right, I'm gonna buy it too because I'm friends with all you guys. And then like boom, like Black and White was like slingshotted me back into Pokemon. Like
Yeah.
my love for Pokemon went so far beyond theirs that like they probably bought Black and White, and that might have been the last game that they bought. Oh, for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Um, but I remember popping that game in. I got it from Kmart, which is a relic of the past now.
Careful, dude. You might dox us.
Yeah, I got it from Kmart when it came out. And dude, I just remember popping it into the DS, sitting at like the kitchen counter with a bowl of cereal, like on a kitchen chair, TV on in front of me, just going at it and I was at such an age where like I didn't quite remember much about Pokemon, like the details of it. Like I obviously knew a lot of the Generation 1 Pokemon and some Pokemon in between. But like that blew the door open for me. Like that was my first official jump into Pokemon. And then soon after, I feel like I started texting you, and
It was what's it called? Ultimate Frisbee.
oh, we played Ultimate Frisbee
I
back in the
moved I
day.
moved back to around the area and started hanging out with you more. And you one day you were like, "Yo, a bunch of the boys are just after school because you were
Yeah, I
I
probably
don't know
wasn't even in high school yet.
maybe
I mean, when did Black and White come out?
2010 ish,
Yeah, so I was
2011. So around Black and White 2 when
so I was probably seventh or eighth grade.
yeah you were like, "Yo, I mean, boys and I are playing some Ultimate Frisbee if you want to come hang out." And I just moved to my apartment and I didn't have any friends nearby. I didn't have anything. I was like, yeah, dude, I'll come hang out with my cousin, absolutely. And somehow Pokemon came up, and of course I poisoned you by saying, yo, you guys know how to like EV train and stuff, and that was a rabbit hole you never came back from.
Oh my dude, like that that's where our journeys like really merge, and
Yeah,
I definitely want to get back to all that time in between from when you started to that. But
sure.
um you telling about EV training in Pokemon, like I just put my head down, and when I got back to you I was like,
Yeah,
here's my
you
box
went
of EV
in,
trained
dude.
Pokemon.
You ran with that.
Yeah, and it didn't slow down for quite some time.
Yeah, because you and your other friends, Black and White, not Black and White, X and Y came out. Obviously, we did that together.
Yeah,
But you like finished Pokedexes and stuff, and you guys were just going crazy.
yeah. X and Y I think is my most
You
played
put
Pokemon
so
game.
much time in X
I
and Y,
think I
more than me probably.
I, last time I checked, I would have to boot up my save file, but I was definitely in the 900 hours somewhere in there. Like I was I was so hooked on X and Y. I mean, Black and White 2 is one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. So like coming off that, I was like, all right, I'm like, this is it. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Pokemon in 3D.
Oh yeah, no, we saw the trailer together.
Yeah,
We were hyping that together. It was
and
great.
we made a day out of it. And I
Yeah.
remember when that came out, I started bringing my DS to school again. I was in high school, and like that's not a cool thing to do. But I remember one person came up to me. It was somebody that I didn't really talk to a lot, and they were like, "Hey, Mark, I just want you to know, I think you're the only person who could bring a DS to school and still be so freaking cool." And I was like, "What? Like, thanks, I guess,
High
but
praise,
like more people should do it, man. Like, why not? That's what these things are meant for."
dude.
Um, so let's rewind a little bit. Um, Gen 1, we kind of about your experience getting into it. Gen 2, Gold and Silver drop. How did you get that
So
on
let me.
release now?
Okay. So this is this goes back to like early internet. So you got to think like 1999, 2000, right? Um, internet did not look like it used to. Or I'm sorry, did not used to look like how it does now.
Yeah.
Um, I like Cerebi wasn't a thing yet. You, you had resources scattered about. You had Google searches or Yahoo searches probably. I don't know. Google probably wasn't a thing yet. Um, we knew there were more Pokemon. We knew there was another game because they didn't always release at the same time. Remember X and
What?
Y? X and Y was the first Pokemon game that released worldwide at the same time.
Oh, when you said that, I thought you meant like
Red and blue.
yeah, no, like Gold and Silver released
No, 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 no.
at different times. I was like,
No, but
that
like
is the first
it
time
would
I'm
always
hearing
come
of
out in
that.
Japan first, and then
Yeah.
scattered. For the it could be years later. I mean, Red and Blue was 96, and then 98 here. I
Yeah.
think Gold and Silver was 98, 2000, a couple years apart.
Hmm.
They got closer and closer, and then X and Y was like, hey, from now on, worldwide, same time. But between 98 and 2000, Gold and Silver existed, and you could find cards actually. You find like Gen 2 Pokemon cards. Because I don't know, some kids in school would get Japanese cards. I don't know how that happened. I don't know where they were getting them from. It's not like you could just go on Amazon or eBay existed, but not for that.
Yeah, that's I feel like that in my head is more of a recent within like the last
Yeah,
10,
but
15
like
years, but
every so often, they would just be circulating around school and you'd see new Pokemon and you'd know that it's not from Red and Blue. And we knew that there were more games. Like Gold and Silver exists in Japan. You've seen pictures of the cartridges online. Um, Googling cards for the new Pokemon. I remember Googling Steelix so many times.
yeah. Peekaboo.
I had to learn Japanese name. Oh, don't get me started on Peekaboo. Put a pin in that. Hold on. But like I had to learn Japanese names for these things because they didn't have English names yet. Um, like Totodile. That wasn't a thing. You typed in Waninoko.
You still remember it?
I just like some
Yeah.
of them barely. Um, so we knew it was out there, but for a year, which when you're 9 years old, a year is forever. It
Yeah.
was just so out of reach, and you don't think like, oh, we're getting new games ever. You just think there's new Pokemon. I want these cards. I want to.
They're out there, man. Like
One of my friends, I don't know what the deal was, but his dad somehow probably worked in the city. That
be
I feel like
careful.
I
It's the
feel
way.
not for long.
No, I'm just kidding. You're good.
I feel like it's always a my dad works in the city kind of thing, but his dad got him um a Japanese gold cartridge before it released here.
That those
So
aren't region locked, right?
no, not on the original Game Boy.
Okay.
So he throws it into like he's like, dude, check this out. First of all, the cartridge, it's like dark blue instead of gold. It's a vibe. Like I have one. I'll show you.
Oh, that's what the actual cartridge looks like.
Yeah.
I thought you were hinting at that it was
No, no,
a
no.
fake
It's real. It was
cartridge.
real. It was real.
It was gold.
You're just gonna look it up. Yep,
Yeah.
Pokemon Gold, Japanese.
Uh,
It this cartridge. Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
That I dreamed about that. I dreamed about like being wherever it is I am in a dream and finding that, like just having that and playing it. So he got it, and I was like, dude, you gotta get me a Pika Blue. I think we knew its name was Meryl at this point because the movie came out,
Okay.
and the movie dropped
So
Meryl, Snubble. That might be it.
the the OG Pokemon movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the like Pikachu's
And
vacation
then
thing beforehand.
isn't like Don Fan in
Yeah,
that?
Don
Don
Fan.
Fan's in
That's not
that.
what I was
Yeah.
on. I knew there was more. Um, so like, dude, you got to get me a Meryl and trade it to my game because your game was your that was your Pokemon journey. Your Pokemon Red, that was it. That was the whole thing. I was like, I got it. I got to add it to my Pokedex. You know,
Yeah.
obviously found out we couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's
Oh, it's probably because it's Japanese. That sucks. No, yes, but no. Um, but man, so you find sites that give you bits of information. It's nowhere near as like it is now. A Japanese game, you can have all the information, all the translation in like a day.
yeah. That's a
Just like
blessing and a curse.
yeah, just looking up bits of information, trying to learn all I can about this game, like, and then finally it has a release date, and you start seeing commercials, and it's no longer something that's like a secret that I have to look up on the computer. It's like it's real, it's happening, and yeah, the day that it was supposed to come out, because it you it was so tough to nail down like release dates and stuff. It was just like you happen to see a commercial, and if you missed it, then you missed it.
Right. You
But
can't just look it up online.
yeah, sometimes. But again, I'm also 10 years old.
Yeah.
What little utility the internet had for me was further diminished by I was 10 years old, and dumb
That's
as
fair.
heck. So, however, I learned that it was coming out. I was pretty sure it's coming out this day, and I had like birthday money or something, and I was like, "Yo, Dad," and I know you know the dynamic here.
Yeah.
Dad didn't say yes a lot. Dad, there's a game that comes out today, and I have birthday money, and I really really want it. Can we go to Toys R Us? He said yes, and we went, and I got silver the day
Ah,
it came out,
that's freaking awesome.
and it's kind of a nice little bow tie on the previous bit because I was the first among my friends to have it, and at that time, um, that was a time in my life where I would like, summer or whatever, I'd go outside, walk and start knocking on doors, to get all the friends, rally the troops, get on our bikes or whatever. And I did just that while I was sitting there, like riding my bike, playing it because I couldn't put it down.
Dude, you
But
must have felt like a freaking
yeah,
king
it
just showing
felt
up.
it felt so good, especially coming off of not having a Game Boy and everybody else having the games and having to like play new save files that weren't even mine to keep just like at lunch for 10 minutes.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, new games here and I've got it. And I felt like the coolest kid on the block. And for 5 minutes, I probably was. I was showing everybody, oh look, this is new. This is new. Look, it's in color. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
And
the experience bar is a thing now. It's just all the new features and like the hype.
that like found footage like hype. I guess that's like a good way to put it. Seeing like a blurry picture of a cartridge. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't really experience that kind of stuff. Like that that added to it.
Oh,
That like that
100%.
that was like
There
it was like a
was
myth.
yes, exactly. There was such mystique to it, and I don't know. You had to be there.
Yeah,
You had to
I
be
think
there.
now, like compared to nowadays, like we know too much when it comes to especially Pokemon. I feel like they announce a game and then you hear, you know, data data leaks, whatever. You got the whole
The leaks kill me, man.
yeah, the
But
leaks
yeah,
suck. And then you see the whole Pokedex for the new generation on Cerebi within like a day of the trailer dropping, and it's like, all right, everybody knows everything that's in the game.
when when Sun and Moon was on its like release hype, they would just show every so often. It'd be like, oh, new trailer, and it's like 30 seconds, and it just shows new Pokemon. It's got their art, their name, their types, their abilities, and then a little bit of gameplay. By the time it released, there were like three Pokemon that weren't previously shown off. And this isn't even leaks. This is just them officially doing it.
Yeah,
They've since gotten a lot better with that.
yeah. With the I mean the new trailer where they didn't show anything.
Yeah, but even leading up to like Scarlet and Violet and stuff, they didn't go too far. I don't think. They found a good balance. Leaks leaks are leaks. I mean, you can't do anything about that. And also, just to quell the slander, Cerebi doesn't post leaks. Cerebi will never post leaks.
Right. Okay. I
Shout out to Cerebi. Cerebi doesn't post leaks. They'll only post like what is officially revealed
right.
and whatever. But other
Um.
people do. I
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
it's,
every gaming
love you,
news,
Joe.
every gaming news is
Yeah,
reporting.
it's
You know,
all
here's a leak, and that mixed in with fake leaks, like it's just so messy. I would love to experience a Pokemon game without knowing what's inside it, and I think that's why I fell in love with Black and White, because
you have no idea what to
I was
expect.
jumping back into Pokemon, so it's not like I was doing my research. I just I grabbed it off the shelf, put it in, and I didn't even know what was ahead of me.
Yeah,
Not in the slightest. And that kind of emulated that feeling of the unknown. Like I didn't even know the names of the starters going into it.
yeah. I don't think Unknown's in that game, but it's whatever.
And that was actually back when they put every Pokemon in the game. uh, that'll be a topic in a little bit. Um, well, comparing my journey to yours, I feel like the jump to X and Y was like similar to me. Like you got Gold, Silver day one. That was like your first day one Pokemon experience.
Yeah,
X and I guess Black and White too. I got day one. It
yeah. But
was
you were in it to win it by X and Y.
right. Like everything, I might have got into Black and White after it was out for a little while, because I feel
Probably.
like Black and White 2 dropped like almost a few months after I played through Black and White. Because Black and White 2 is really where you and I linked up and started
Yep.
doing things.
The Battle Subway.
The Battle Subway, that's gonna be a story. But my journey into X and Y was like day one, I'm here. Like new generation, I think that was a big part of it, because going into Black and White 2, there weren't really any new Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like going to X and Y, we made a day out of it. You and I went, picked it up.
Yep.
I like that was like a first time experience for me. Obviously, everybody pick it up back then. It wasn't like a myth, a legend, a relic.
But it
But
was like you said, it wasn't on your radar. So even if all the information is out there, you don't have it. You're in a bubble
yeah,
about it, and you aren't. You may as well be picking up something like that.
yeah,
Like that myth, like that. Oh man, a new Pokemon game, unfathomable.
yeah, and like the fact that it was on 3DS, new graphics, like
Yeah,
it felt monumental. To me at least, at that moment. Um, I feel like we should backpedal a little bit, because Black and White 2 was like I feel like we spent days and nights. You would come over, we'd play Black and White too, but like the battle subway, doing that, like we had a hurricane blow through here. We lost power. You were
I
you
was stuck at your house for a couple days.
yeah,
Yeah.
you were stuck here. Like like our area was just left like in ruins, and the only thing we did was play Pokemon Battle Subway in this very basement in the pitch black. Like
Yeah.
I feel like
We made it
that
work.
you being by my side and like almost mentoring me into that, and then we take on the Battle Subway, like that felt like it was.
Oh, yeah, we were crafting teams. We were hitting that pretty hard.
Yeah, and like it felt like, oh my god, like Justin's been telling me about all these things for so long, EV training, like type advantages, and the difference between physical and special attacks, because I didn't know
That's
about that
different.
at the
Yeah.
time. Um and like finally we're like teaming up, like
Putting
this
into
is,
practice. Yeah.
yeah, like that was that was that I mean that was huge for me. I don't know if it was as crazy for you, but
Oh,
like
100%.
that was like that might have doing that might have been one of the reasons why I stayed in the game.
So same actually. If you want, again, I don't want to go for hours and hours here, but I'll give you the rest of the lead up
Yeah,
to that point. The spark notes of some of it. But so Gen 2 came, it was great. Gen 3 came on the Game Boy Advance, and same issue. Can't afford no Game Boy Advance. Mike would come over, I would play his.
yeah.
But it was just like I would see the commercials for Gen 3, and I knew that there were new Pokemon, there were double battles, and it was just like eventually. And that was a time that I probably would have fallen a little bit out of Pokemon. Which, like, not that I stopped liking it, but if I don't have the new games, how long can you play the same one game when there's newer ones out? Like, the answer to that now is forever, by the way. But, it was just like, well, I can't get the new game, so we'll play what I can play, which was what? GameCube, probably. Um, One day, my mom comes home from work and she's like, hey, I found this on the escalator. Nobody was around. Nobody claimed it by the end of the day, so I brought it home for you guys. It was a white Game Boy Advance with Pokemon Ruby. I guess a kid had it and left it on the escalator or something. And just like that, I was back in. And it kept me afloat. It kept Pokemon relevant for me.
Yeah,
That is my Ruby cartridge to this day, by the way. That
that's
is that
awesome.
is my
I do
hundreds,
feel for the kid who
thousands of
lost
hours.
their copy of Ruby and their
Of
Game Boy
course,
Advance
of
and the Game Boy
course.
Advance, but it could not have fallen into better hands. Like that, it was like it's like a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, arrogant to agree with you, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
got again, I thousands, hundreds, more than 1,000 hours on that game alone across multiple files. Um, so that I was right back in, and man, from there I kept consistent. I didn't get Diamond and Pearl too late, because I was actually able to buy a 3DS,
whoa,
buy a DS,
we're jumping ahead.
the original DS.
Which this is a random fun fact off the top of my brain.
Yeah,
That dropped in America before it dropped in Japan.
it did.
The
I forget
DS.
that sometimes, but yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
learned that the
You're
other day,
right.
and I was like, that is the strangest thing ever.
It is. I actually bought a DS before I had any games for it. I did not have games for the DS for months.
What'd you do with it? I guess just
Played Pokemon
I
Ruby
you could pop in the dude.
and also picked up chat.
You just color the whole screen black and then write high and white, or you like erase high.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling very called out right now.
I mean, the only
But
reason I know is
yes,
because we probably did it to each other.
probably. But yeah, no, I got a DS early on. It was the Pokemon Ruby machine for a while, but then Diamond and Pearl, cool. Platinum, I had a job and was able to start actually getting games on release. Um, but during Gen 3, Ruby, Fire Red Leaf Green, Coliseum, I didn't really have a lot of IRL friends that I did. I had like one or two, like Scott.
Yeah.
But I would get home from school and kind of just vibe in my room, either drawing or whatever. And a lot of that was Pokemon. Uh, I had all these games. I was trying to complete the Pokedex. I did, by the way, back then. Never should have deleted that file. But between all the Coliseum, Fire Leaf Green, Ruby, Mike had Sapphire. He was a big help. We played a lot together in Gen 3. But I spent so much time by myself in Gen 3. That was like a vibe for me.
Hmm.
And then, Gen 4 was cool. And I started having friends at that point. 5 was cool. But it was like I didn't really have a whole lot of people to do it with. And even the ones that did play with me, we didn't really do a whole lot. We like battle once or twice and then cool, whatever. But then when we started doing Black and White 2 stuff, like Battle Subway stuff, I think that really just gave me that big push to like it got me so reinterested in Pokemon. And again, it never went away. And I was consistently keeping up with the games. But, Diamond Pro, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black and White 1, I wasn't going home and no lifing them like I was with Ruby,
Right.
I play them when they come out, maybe here and there, but casually.
Hmm.
But when we got into Black and White 2, that was its own little renaissance for me. I know for you like count it as the real start and the real thing that like hooked you.
Yeah.
It's also for me the thing that like I'm from Red. I was a Pokemon fan for life.
Hmm.
There was never gonna be any way that I would just stop liking Pokemon.
Right.
But in lulls like that, that reignited it for me. And obviously we hyped for XY, and we did that together. From then on, man, like we've been going strong,
Yeah.
and that. So you say, oh yeah, it was just like it was nothing big for you, but for me, it was like a big. No, it really was.
That's all.
Like
That's
that
so
was that
awesome
was
to
a
hear. I love
huge
that.
push for me because that got you in for life, and having you in for life was like big for my retention as well. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
because
dude,
I
that's so
knew that
cool.
no matter what, I would always have somebody to bounce stuff off of and play with, and then of course then Allie,
Yeah. Yeah.
my
Of course.
wife. My
Uh,
wife is also big into Pokemon, so now
yeah, but like it was like, I mean,
that really kept me going
yeah.
and just lighted an entire new fire. Lit an entire new fire for me.
That freaking warms my heart to hear. Like it was such a great time, and I just remember the nights of you coming over. I was Black and White 2 came out. I was
Uh,
probably eighth grade.
2012 ish.
Yeah, so I was eighth grade, maybe coming into seventh grade. Like I'd be staying up, and it gets like 10:30. It's like, oh man, bedtime's coming up. I don't want to go to bed. Like sometimes I wouldn't listen to my parents, and I would stay up playing Pokemon until 11:30, sitting in the living room. Um, it would like those. I just think so fondly back on that point in my Pokemon journey. It was just so magical. I feel like we were nonstop, even when we weren't together. I feel like we were texting each other about stuff.
Yeah.
I probably just got my first phone. um, Weirdly enough, I semi recently, within the last maybe year or so, I was digging through some old notebooks, and I found one from Black and White days, Black and White 2 days, that I had written out every Pokemon that I wanted to EV train, like their the stats I wanted to EV train them in, the moves, the natures, and all that stuff. And like,
Oh my god, I probably remember you writing that out.
yeah, it was just a composition notebook, the marble notebook,
Yeah.
written in. I was like highlighting the names and stuff. Like I was trying to make it look all good.
Dwayne J, the
Uh,
Gigalith.
yeah, my Gigalith, Dwayne J.
Of course.
I and it was funny because like I didn't really understand team balance at the time.
Yeah.
I trained a probably mostly rock and ground team for that point. And like, thank you so much for not just coming in with like fighting in ice and just killing me.
My advice to you then was trash. Like I taught you how it worked, but it's not. We didn't build teams. We picked a Pokemon we liked. What are its two good stats? EV train those, and
Yeah,
then there's a done Pokemon.
yeah,
Like no, it wasn't tailored to be part of a team. It wasn't. In hindsight, we played like ass,
we did.
but we you know what? It was we were thinking, we were engaged. It was fun.
It was
That's
freaking
that's
awesome.
all that's all you could ask for.
Um, yeah, then we jumped obviously to X and Y, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and like at that point, I said to you earlier today that Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire I think is one of the last Pokemon games that I've completed fully,
Yeah,
and I do want to go back and play Sun and Moon, Sword Shield, but like something in me at that moment, like it started to fade a little bit, and maybe that's what you were feeling when
like Gen 4, 5.
Gen 4
Yeah,
5. Not that like I found myself hating Pokemon or not wanting anything to do with it. It's just like I didn't feel that urge to keep going at the games as a like I like my friends started dropping off from the series, so it kind of ended up just being me. And then I don't want to say it got stale for me, but like it kind of did in some ways. Pokemon Go dropped, which was a big boost.
yeah.
Um, but like I wasn't really playing the main games, the mainline games.
You definitely played some Sun and Moon because I remember you came over to my house when it
Yeah,
came out because we used to do that. Um, and I guess I didn't know you didn't finish it, but it was really the direct for Sword and Shield where they announced the
yeah,
Pokedex thing
that killed me.
that killed all of us, and you didn't come back from that for a long time.
Yeah, when they announced that not every Pokemon was gonna be in the game,
Yeah,
like that.
you look like they announced that. I was at your house, like we were sitting up in the
Yeah,
TV room watching that together. You, me, and probably Allie. And I remember you just looking at us. You were like, "That's that's really bad." What? Wait a second.
we can't just gloss over that. That's that's
Hold on a
big.
second. That's really bad.
Yeah, and like
Oh my god, we had a meltdown in that room.
yeah, and it wasn't even in that moment. I didn't find myself being like, all right, I'm done with Pokemon.
No,
It's like
but
I just want it to like
yeah,
I just want something where I can play with with the Pokemon that I want, even if it's like I mean we waited so many years. I feel like Pokemon Champions coming out this year is finally maybe the remedy for that if every Pokemon is in that.
we hope so. We'll see.
We will see. I freaking hope.
Same.
I like that might be the remedy for it. But we've gone so many years without, and now it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, okay, I shouldn't say that. I'm getting carried away here.
I know what you're saying because I myself, I've told you this. Oh goodness, like I was really beat up about that for a long time because my favorite part of Pokemon was new game comes out, like new gimmicks like Z moves or Mega Evolution or whatever Dynamax. New graphics, obviously. Moving up to the Switch for the first time for Sword and
Yeah,
Shield. Pikachu and Eevee, but it's not real. Um, Bringing my friends who I've had since Ruby going up through the generations and like they're waiting in black and white too. They go to X and Y and now they're in 3D. And at that point, they're what, 10 years old? Sword and Shield comes out. I'm so excited to get my friends from Ruby from like 2004 onto the Switch. Like that's so cool. And now you're gonna tell me that I just like can't for
yeah.
some
They're
of them,
stopped at the door. Like,
and like that messed me up for a while. I still got Sword and Shield. I still enjoyed it, um, despite being constantly unhappy about that. Like I never stopped being mad about that, but I wasn't gonna not play the game because I still want to play Pokemon. I still love it. Um, and then we got Sword and Shield, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Legends Arceus, Scarlet and Violet. Um, Between all of the Switch games, they made it so that with Pokemon Home, you can transfer between them,
Yeah.
which for Bank, you could go between Gen 6 and 7, but once it touches 7, it can never go back to 6, even if nothing changes about it. Even if it's totally compatible with 6, once it touches 7, it can never go back to 6.
Yeah.
This, they made it so you can just all around however you want to do it. From Home to Sword to Home to Brilliant Diamond to Home to Scarlet, back to Sword, whatever. That helped a lot because it was just kind of like it created a platform where, like, okay, here's the Switch, here's my Pokemon. It can go to this game, it can't go to this game. It can go to this game. And there's at least something there because it feels like all one lateral move kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't excuse it, and it doesn't make it okay for me, but I came to terms with it. I was just kind of like, this is how it is. It's whatever. I still don't like it because, I mean, for example, my Mawile with the ribbons, right?
Yeah, of
I'm a
course.
big ribbon guy. We love Pokemon contests. All the extra dumb stuff that earns your Pokemon ribbons instead of gym badges. Love it. I got my Mawile, which, again, as you know, from XD on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Got every ribbon up through every game, Gen 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. And then it gets the Switch. Sorry, dude, you can't come to Scarlet and Violet. You can't get the ribbons and marks from there. You can go to Sword and Shield if you want. You can go to Brilliant Diamond, but hey, this stuff that's only in Scarlet and Violet, can't have that.
That's
So,
so tough,
so I
man.
can't have this Pokemon that I've raised all the way from the GameCube on the newest game.
I yeah.
It's
I
it's
think
rough.
I've eventually realized that my love for Pokemon outweighed my disappointment for that move.
Yes, same.
And now I'm at a point where like it really doesn't bother me that much because I think I enjoy other aspects of Pokemon nowadays than just what I did initially with like EV training, battling, building a team. Like now I feel or I see so much value in actually playing through the game first of all,
Yeah.
and doing things like you're doing with the ribbons, like having a Pokemon journey and really treating it like these are my companions instead of like, all right, his stats are as high as they could be.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah, yeah.
battle. Like I think finding that the value in that, and like one thing I've always wanted is just more Pokemon games that aren't revolved around battling. Like we got Pokemon Snap, to like the new Pokemon Snap.
I gotta finish that, man.
I
I
gotta play
really,
it.
I really liked what I was playing so far. I don't remember what happened that I fell off of it, but
Yeah,
it was beautiful to look at too.
yeah. It's I seeing that compared to like Scarlet and Violet,
Yeah,
I feel like that hurt Scarlet and Violet a bit,
100%.
um, but like the Pokemon show, Pokemon Concierge on Netflix,
Yep.
like oh, that is a dream game of mine. Give me a game where I'm running a Pokemon resort and I have to take care of other people's Pokemon. Even allow you to maybe transfer some of your own Pokemon into the game and like have them
Oh,
at the
stop,
resort.
stop playing
Like
with my heart.
it would be so much fun, and you don't even need to have a single battle in it. Like that is just like the
That's
side of
kind of
Pokemon that I fell
that's
in
kind of
love with.
like Pokemon Ranch for Wii, which was
Yeah,
which was essentially just a Pokemon box storage facility kind of thing.
yeah,
I I never played it myself. I feel like there were like mini games kind of, and it was all your Pokemon from Gen 4 that you store there. Because again, first and foremost, it was a storage unit. But with those Pokemon, you see them walking around the ranch. You can have, like, I know they have like races and stuff. I don't know the extent of it. It's probably not much,
hmm
but like just take that the step further to what you're saying, and
yeah,
that could be so good, even just
yeah,
as like an extra little thing.
yeah,
Give me, spend $10 on an eShop game that's just kind of a little fun thing like that. That also lets me put stuff in. Oh, stop,
yeah.
stop.
Like something that just allows you to live in the Pokemon world without always having to be a trainer that's battling to beat the Elite Four or whatever
Yeah,
is the biggest achievement in that generation. I think talking about this, it has me looking forward now into the future of Pokemon. We are recording this on the day that Pocopia has
Stop.
released
Stop. You can't
what?
call it that.
Pocopia.
Pokopia.
No, that's not how you say it. I hate if you say Pocopia. I just want you to know that you are wrong in every way.
Yeah, no,
But
Pokopia looks fantastic.
and you've said it's not your game, but like you have an appreciation for it. I like it's almost exactly what I need to jumpstart me back into playing the full time, like the main series Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm gonna go back and play Violet. I have Violet, Sword and Shield. Like I do want to go back, but like this is the exact thing I needed to have a re-entry back into Pokemon. Not that it ever fully left my life, but it wasn't
Yeah,
my
but
main
exactly.
my
Same
my
same
main
as
focus.
before Black and White 2 for me. Like I got the games when they came out. I played them. Maybe I played them here and there afterwards too. It's like, oh, I feel like, this week this is going to be a Pokemon week. Like I'm feeling the urge to play Pokemon. I'll hop on for a week, do some stuff in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and then be done. That's kind of that. Now, it's like a month. Oh yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna have a Pokemon month. I'm gonna whatever do ribbon stuff, and next thing you know, we sunk another 30 hours in, and that's how I do it.
but it's just the best. Like getting into that Pokemon like that Pokemon mood and it just drives you for so long. Like I mean, you probably know it more than I do, but like getting those ribbons that maybe took a while for you to train up to get. Like
You
you were doing stuff with the Bulbasaur for a while. I and
that
like
was
I
before I knew what I was doing,
you were doing like a
but I
what the
was
battle
trying.
tower with
Gen 4 Battle Tower is a different beast, my man.
yeah.
And I did it all with the Mawile, but I spent so long with the Bulbasaur, not knowing what I was doing, to get the easiest one of 6 ribbons.
Oh my.
And I was like, I got one. But oh my god. Um to cap that off though, with like the disappointment of the Pokedex thing
Yeah.
and just the coming in and out of Pokemon and like rediscovering your love for it. Um I think the lowest point for me was when the Sword and Shield DLC came out. I pre-ordered it as soon as it was announced, and then months later, it's like, oh hey, the DLC is coming out. Cool. Allie hopped on it. She was so super excited about it. I was just like, I'll do it eventually. The Isle of Armor was the
Yeah.
first part. Dog, I didn't play that till years later.
Really?
When the second one came out, and there was like a big multiplayer aspect, the Dynamax raid adventures, like the
Mhm.
multiplayer things. Everyone wanted to do that, so we hopped on that. But even then, I only did enough of the story in the DLC to get to that point. It wasn't until a few years after that it was actually when I was starting to do ribbon stuff. I was like, I never really finished the Sword and Shield DLC. Let me go do that, and I did. But on release, I just was so uninterested. I was like, it's there. It is. I paid for this already, and I don't want to play it.
Yeah.
Um, but as time went by, and maybe Arceus helped this because Arceus was a really strong point when they needed a strong point. Um, I kind of, with like reflection and what does Pokemon mean to me? Like, what do I get out of this? Do I want to play it? Because I want to play it. I want to like it. I want it to be good. I want to play it. You know.
Yeah.
And I've told you this before, but I've come to the conclusion for myself, and this is just for me. You could be, you could love Pokemon how they are now, how it is now. You could hate it for the Pokedex thing. You could hate it for whatever. This is just me. This is Justin. I kind of came out the other side of it all and decided, what they're doing with Pokemon games, it's probably not going to change much, right? Like, again, pending winds and waves, though. We'll see. That
Yeah.
that's looking
I
really
think we're
good.
about to
We're gonna get into that in a second, but
yeah, we're gonna talk all about that.
before that, you know, they're gonna keep releasing games that look at best good for a Pokemon game. Oh, that looks really good for a Pokemon game. Does it look good as a game? Eh. Are the features good? Eh. It's a Pokemon game, though. It's pretty good for a Pokemon game. I will get what I get out of Pokemon because I can still go back and play all the old ones.
Yeah.
And I do because I don't see it as, oh man, I'm playing through Ruby because I really like Ruby. It's like, I got something to do in Ruby that is an investment in my Pokemon sphere as a whole. Oh, I got to go catch this Pokemon so I can get ribbons on it or whatever. I want a shiny hunt in these games. It's gonna be started on that. I mean, hell, you saw when I had Crystal in this very basement.
Yeah, yeah, you
I
caught
popped that Suicune.
yeah, shiny suit.
Yeah.
You're not to diverge from what we're talking about right now, but quickly, brief conversation. Your first shiny is Tentacool, Tentacruel,
Why do you remember that?
because that's how you taught me about shinies.
Holy jeez.
You
Okay.
showed it to me while we were in our grandparents' basement,
Oh my
and you like
god.
this. I didn't know shinies existed, and you were like, "Yeah, dude, like they could, they could have different colors." What game was that called in?
Ruby.
Ruby.
That was years and
Um,
years of playing. And that was the first random shiny I'd ever come across.
yeah,
Like I
that
knew they existed and I've like had friends with hacking devices and
that's
like
boring.
I probably had a couple of hacked shinies that I knew were
Yeah,
that you know me. They kind of just sat in my box and I'd be like, "Eh,
they have no value.
I don't care about this. Yeah, it's like I got it because it's cool. And then I'm just like, no, I actually don't really like this. I don't really care about this.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. I'm surprised you remember that
dude,
because that is such a
I
thing for me.
I remember when exactly where we were when you told me about shinies. We were in our grandparents' basement. It might have been. I feel like it was warm out. Like I feel like it was a summer thing. But I remember scrolling through your boxes,
It was a
and
warm summer day.
I learned about something else at this moment because you're like, yeah, they have maybe different colors, and like some are a little more noticeable than others. You showed me Tentacruel, but I was just scrolling through your boxes, and I go, oh, like this one, and I showed you a Snover, and you go, no, 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 that one looks different because of the
Oh, the
uh
male female.
the male female difference.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what? Pokemon do like that? That
Mm,
Pokemon have different
some of
looks
them
when it's
do.
male and female. Like that's
Yeah.
and that was like a double feature. I learned about shinies. I learned about
The rabbit
the
hole is
male and
deep,
female
man.
differences.
To this day, I'll see random tidbits about like Gen 1 and 2 games, Gen 3 games. I'm like, I never knew that.
Yeah, it's I.
There's so many
There's so
details.
much hidden in there.
But let me round out my thought so it
Yeah,
doesn't
let's
go
jump
on
back to
so it
you.
doesn't go on forever because you know me, I can go forever. Um, I came out the other side and I said, I can I'm gonna still have Ruby and all these other games, and I have plenty that I want to do in them. Again, Ribbon is the obvious thing, but shiny hunting and just Pokedexes and just doing other things like Heart Gold Soul Silver have the Pokeathlon. You could like get trophies and stuff in there. There's so many things to do that I'm interested in, and moving the Pokemon through back and forth throughout these games is kind of I don't see it as again I don't see it as I'm playing Ruby because I love playing Ruby. I do, but what I need to do right now happens to be in this game, and it's all one big world for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when a new game comes out, I'm gonna get it. No matter how upset I am with Pokemon at the moment, I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna say that was fun. My entire time playing through Sword and Shield, I was like, this is fun. But man, the Dex thing really hurts.
Yeah.
And I have not forgiven that because I still disagree with it, but I have accepted if that's the way it's going to be,
Oh, special guest.
if that's the way it's going to be, I'm going to just what can I do? Vote with your wallet. I still want to play Pokemon, dude. So I'm going to get the new game. I'm going to get what I get out of it, and it's just going to get added to the world of Pokemon that I have created for myself in these all these games. Because you got Kanto, you got Hoenn, you got all that. That's just a world
Mm-hmm.
that I exist in, and it's just one big thing for me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get what I get out of it. If I love it, great. If I'm not gonna hate it. I'm not gonna hate it.
At least you're like honest about that, and I'm kind of in the same boat. Like Pokemon is Pokemon, whether
Yeah,
it's banned to most people, like it's still gonna have that endearing touch, and like I'm gonna fall in love with whatever game I'm playing
yeah.
because it's still my journey.
And I do have to say, please, this is not defending what they're doing. They can be so much better. And if you're the type to get upset in this kind of situation and say, "Oh, we're shilling for Pokemon," then you should be the type to know that yes, Game Freak can do better. Like we know, I agree. It's just they can do so much better, and they should do so much better. That's not saying that they shouldn't. Just as a disclaimer, right? Because I don't want to get you in trouble here.
Yeah.
But personally, I had to do what I had to do for me, and that is just coming to terms with it and getting what I get out of it and moving on. And that's that. When I feel like playing Pokemon, I have all these options. The new game too, whatever that happens to be at the time. Hell, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. When that was announced, we were pissed
Really? I mean, I know it wasn't received well, but
because people wanted a remake in the style of the current normal game.
right.
So Fire Red Leaf Green is in the style of Ruby and Sapphire. Heart Gold Soul Silver is in the style of Diamond and Pearl. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, X and Y. So Diamond and Pearl remakes should have looked like Sword and Shield.
Let me open the gate. Macy's trying to get
We'll,
up.
we'll, we'll make a
This is
cut there.
2 episodes that Macy has now guest appeared in.
Yeah. You want to just leave it open in case she.
Yep.
Yeah. That way
She's gonna come back for my other shoe.
just leave it at the door for her.
I'll just leave it right there.
There you
All right.
go. We'll take a sec.
Let's continue. No, we're good. I'm leaving that all in.
I shouldn't pick my nose. Yeah. So we expected Diamond and Pearl remakes that looked like Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
So when the trailer dropped, everyone's reaction was Gremlin.
Yeah.
What is this? Same. I was like, what is this? Where are my remakes? And then they also announced Arceus, which that's our remake. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is just like, hey, they want actual remakes too. Hey, Ilka, can you just like make that real quick? And you know what? I wasn't gonna get it. And I was at Game Zone. I was at our local local shop. I was at our nondescript local game
there
shop.
are a million.
Sure.
I in my lifetime have been to multiple stores called that. So
Whatever. We were at our local game shop, me and the boys, and I, and one of them was getting it as like a midnight kind of thing, and I was like side eyeing, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, that comes out today, huh? New Pokemon game. Yeah, you have fun with that. I was gonna skip it. Which one you getting though?" And I ended up buying it, and I took it home, and I played it for the next couple days. And I finished it in like 2-3 days, and I was like, that was nice. It was cozy because it wasn't this huge open world commitment that's like overwhelming and whatever. It was on a grid. You've seen it, right? Like
yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
it is a remake of Diamond and Pearl.
Right.
Like it is on a
Yeah.
grid which you can free roam from, but it's the same thing. But quality of life, current mechanics, better graphics, I guess, depending on who you ask. And it was so relaxing and cozy and just not stressful. And it was such a vibe to just play through it. It was also only $40. For once, they did not charge full price for the game. I was fine with that. Do I think that it is okay that they just said, here's your remake? No, they could have done better. But with what we have, I was like, I didn't mind this. This was fine.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
still
it was
Pokemon.
good. Yeah.
Like
And now I had to go back there to get a ribbon from it because it has a unique ribbon.
Oh,
So
nice,
I had to
nice.
learn the new contest type, and it was a reason to boot it up and play something different.
Right.
So again, does that excuse everything? No, but small victories. It was a change of pace, and it was something different. It was fun.
I like the way that you think about that. Like it just it seems so simple, but like why be angry about things when you could just enjoy what you enjoy?
Get what I get out of it, and if I'm not vibing with Pokemon at the moment, dude, do you know how many games I still have to play?
Exactly.
Do
There's
you
a
know how many
million.
Final Fantasies I have to get through?
This whole conversation is within the Pokemon
Yeah,
bubble,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like when you can just step
So,
outside of it
oh
whenever you
no,
want.
I don't feel like playing Pokemon right now. Good, give me a break until the next game comes out.
Yeah,
Which, by the way,
yeah. Now we could kind of talk about
see that segue?
wins and waves. Well, Pokopia dropped today. I haven't played it yet. I'm going to be playing it today and all day tomorrow. I'm excited for that.
You definitely gotta let me know how it is, because again, like you said, it's not my thing, but I'm
Right.
thrilled to hear how everybody's because I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you guys.
I'm I'm
N-
so
Like
pumped.
no shade. I'm not. Oh, they didn't make a game for me. No, they made a game that wasn't for me. I'm saving $60. I'm pumped that you guys are so excited for it.
Yeah.
It's literally that simple.
There's obviously there's not much I can say on it because I haven't played it yet, and I'm sure plenty of people who are watching this have already played it if it's your cup of tea. But I think wins and waves is something that we should really talk about. What do we want? What can be a make or break for it? And like,
Ooh. Well, you're gonna make me think about it. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Because
listen,
I got as far as it looked pretty.
yeah, I, I, I have a hot take. I think on wins and waves.
Okay.
I
Okay.
know, I know we're supposed to do hot takes at the beginning of the episode, but um, and this is something that I think a lot of Pokemon fans might not agree with. I hope Winds and Waves focuses more on new Pokemon and exploration instead of a new battle mechanic. I'm okay if they don't bring a Gigantamax, a Mega Evolution, a Z move to the table if it means we get a brand new generation of imagine 150 new Pokemon in a beautiful world. They prioritize exploration, and they kind of bring back like the classic Pokemon. I know everyone says they want Pokemon to divert from the formula a bit to keep it interesting, but I feel like besides like Mega Evolutions, those gimmicks don't add as much as like another 50 new Pokemon would for me. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about that.
Okay. I have some thoughts on that actually.
Yeah.
In no specific order. We're going underwater again, it looks like. So I'm thrilled for the exploration aspect.
Yeah.
It I want to run around in this world just based on what I've seen already.
Hmm.
Like I want to just explore. I want to just get in there and go. Just start walking and see what I can find. It already speaks to me in that way. So I've got high hopes for the exploration aspect. Um, you said 150 new Pokemon. They did that once.
Yeah.
One time is black and white.
Which is again one of the generation where I jumped back in. Which now
Yep.
thinking about it is ironic that I jumped back in when it was a new
So
soft reset or
two
soft reboot.
yeah, two things about black and white related to that. It was the largest generation of Pokemon ever. It was 156-ish, something around there. So it was even bigger than Kanto. Um and also Black and White 1, you did not see any old Pokemon until the post game.
Right.
Every single encounter, every trainer, every wild was all brand new Unova Pokemon until post game. And then Black and White 2 mixed in all kinds of stuff, and they made it more like what you see nowadays, where you could probably catch Pikachu or something this on like the second route. Um, so obviously that's not going to happen because we already saw a whole bunch of old Pokemon in the trailer.
Right.
So they're not going to just exclusive it. But I would like to see, hmm, again, just to respond to that specifically, I guess. I don't need a lot of new Pokemon. I would like to see whatever they do with the Pokemon, it could be all old Pokemon, it could be new Pokemon. That's not something that I have too big an opinion on. But I want to see them existing in the world. I want to see them living here
Hmm.
because Scarlet and Violet, like the pieces are all there, man. I love Scarlet and Violet, but um, especially you can really see this with the Switch 2 upgrade, where like it can handle a lot more spawns. They just kind of all there.
Yeah, I
They're just
saw
like here
saw a
they are.
clip
They're
of
all over
that.
the floor. Just go pick them up.
Right.
I want to see them interacting with the world. I want to see them swimming. I want to see them climbing trees. I want to see them running around.
ZA does that a little bit.
ZA does that a little bit.
And
Scarlet Violet does that a little bit,
yeah,
but I want that quality over quantity. I don't
yeah.
need a million things spawning. In fact, I don't want that many things spawning. It looks like way too much a lot of the time. I just want more thought put into where and how they spawn,
Hmm.
and definitely fewer spawns as well
Yeah.
because it's too much.
Like if they could get intricate with it, like Pokemon climbing up trees and like they're in the
Yeah.
branches and like I know ZA you see like Kakuna like attached to the tree,
Yeah,
but like
they
how
did a little bit of
else?
that in Scarlet
Yeah.
Violet too. Like they had stuff hanging from the trees, and like the
But
applins were up in the trees.
yeah, but like it would be really cool to see I don't know, like what if you see like a Chinchino up in like the branches of a tree and then like you actually have to
Headbutt tree.
oh maybe
Sorry, go
like
on. What were you say?
like I was just gonna say like instead of initiating a battle with it like you actually have to maybe catch it like in the ZA form like
Just throw it.
just throw a Pokeball at it maybe I don't know if
I'm not sure either.
I that's another point of discussion like I I think I want to keep the turn-based battle format.
I do too.
I think that is special.
Mm. I have two things actually. So one about that, and then one about something else you said. So about that, champions. I guess we know a little bit more about champions now. What we do know for sure is that it will be the premier battling app slash game.
Hmm.
They confirmed already like a year ago that 2026 Worlds will be played on Champions.
Yeah.
So they are going to use that as the battling platform. The existence of Champions and a way for them to cater to competitive battling with everything available, like they could tweak whatever, and the battle format is the battle format that we know, allows them to do things in main games like ZA with the battle format because you don't have to have the symmetry between okay, if we put this in here like this, ranked and like worlds and important official tournaments, I mean, I'm bringing Overwatch into it. Balances. You can't balance for silver because then it makes the high end stuff like the grandmasters
Right.
a change you make that makes sense and is good for low players ruins things for high players and vice versa sometimes like balancing for both like the top of the skill. Oh my god, I can't speak. The most skilled players and the least skilled players and everywhere in between, making a balance change that is actually balanced across all of that is it's impossible.
Hmm.
Being free of having to worry about competitive in the games because champions takes care of that now. You know, a move could have this base power and this effect in champions, whatever. But if they want to do something else with it, or the gimmicks or anything, they're more free to do that and experiment and not be locked into it because, oh, well, we can't do that because even though it would be fun in the single player experience, competitive's going to get real weird with this and
Right.
it's just not going to work out. They're free of that. So they can be a little more crazy and craft something specifically for the single player experience and just the in-game fun experience without worrying about the baggage of also making it fit into competitive. So that's a cool thing.
Hmm.
You said you don't want to focus on the gimmicks because you said something like they don't do as much for you as whatever.
Yeah.
Having dabbled in competitive, because in Sword and Shield and in Scarlet and Violet, a couple different times. Um, for ribbons, I had to get to Master Ball rank, which
Right.
is go to the top rank, and then once you're in Master Ball, you have like a rank, and you win, you get higher, you lose, you get lower. You can go all the way up to number one if you're the best, or if you're Wolfie. Um, so getting very familiar with the competitive. The gimmicks really good actually. Like I wasn't a big fan of Dynamax when it was first announced. I was like, why is my Pokemon getting big? This is dumb.
Yeah.
Think I still feel that way. But for the competitive battling aspect of it, it was pretty fun. Like I think it did a lot for the game because you get one per battle, you get 3 turns of it. What are you gonna do? Terra in Scarlet and Violet, I think is even better because you have so many options. You're not locked into doing one. It doesn't use up an item like Z moves did, or Mega Evolution. It's more versatile and it feels way less one sided and like swingy. You know,
Hmm.
you could tear it into whatever, and it doesn't feel like, oh, you just Dynamaxed your whatever. Like I'm gonna get swept by this because I didn't immediately have a counterplay.
Right.
Like it feels more about. So either way, having done all the way up to Master Ball and beyond in Sword and Shield with Dynamax, and then the same in multiple different formats and seasons of Scarlet and Violet, I don't need a new gimmick, but I do appreciate what the gimmicks bring to competitive.
Yeah.
That said, that kind of goes against what I said before about like the champions being for the competitive and the game being for the game. So it's one of those things, it's tough for me to have such a hard opinion on it because I'm just curious to see what they do.
Yeah. I wonder if Champions is gonna have all the gimmicks.
It showed a few already. It showed Megas,
Mega.
and I believe it showed Terra.
That'd be sick if it had all. That'd be nuts.
For what it is, it should have
Yeah.
everything.
I
There's
want that to
no reason it
be,
shouldn't. Maybe Z moves, because Z moves
and that's not a popular one, right?
competitive players tend to not like Z moves because they're so like you can just get a good Z move and there's nothing your opponent can do about it. It didn't really feel fun to play with
Yeah.
or against. I wasn't there.
Maybe they
I
tweak
didn't
them for
play.
Champions.
Maybe I didn't play competitive then, so I don't have the input on that. I just know what I've heard,
Yeah.
which take that as you will.
I would like it to be included though.
I would too.
I think Champions is your all in one stop for Pokemon. You get all the Pokemon,
Mhm.
all the gimmicks, no limitations in that sense. Obviously, like they might have to do you get Mega Evolution or Gigantamax. I don't know, like because then you're gonna have a full team.
There's probably different formats, and you can probably tweak that because you and I can just play an exhibition match or whatever, right? Like we make your own rules. They've always let you do that,
Right.
but like you could bring 6 legendaries against each other because you could select the format in later games. You can like, as far as I remember, it's been a while, but even like on 3DS, you can select through lists of official formats. I think like season 6, whatever, 2 legendaries allowed, and whatever, you know.
Hmm.
But also you can just tweak it yourself. Anything goes. Allow duplicate held items. Allow duplicate Pokemon. Roll in with 6 Zygardes. You know.
Oof.
I assume you'd be able to tweak that yourself. And if you and I are just screwing around, we could probably say anything goes, and you could bring your whatever.
Yeah, Mega Evolution,
When
Gigantamax.
the Sword and Shield trailer dropped that revealed Dynamax, my first thought was because yeah, we had Sun and Moon, which had Megas and Z moves.
I forgot there was Megas in Sun and Moon.
Yeah, that's why we thought it was staying. We didn't think they would just get rid of a gimmick, but it makes sense now. But I was like, okay, so hear me out. Mega Dynamax Rayquaza with a Z move
with a Z crystal.
because he doesn't need an item held to Mega
Right.
Evolve.
You would destroy the entire region.
Yeah. But it was just like, the first thought is what can combine all three of these? And I believe Rayquaza is the only
Yeah.
actual answer that can do all three because the held item. Game came out, there were no Z moves, just fine. No Megas, which sad but understandable. I'm thrilled that Megas are back though.
Yeah, that's
Megas
so
were
much
cool.
fun. And they added new ones that like I like a lot of the new ones. I think there's still some that I haven't seen. I'm still working my way through ZA. Like I thought I saw all of them, and then I saw one of them that I didn't know about
The one, yeah.
that I showed you. I was like, I didn't know this was a thing.
Oh yeah,
And you're like, oh yeah, the DLC added that. Like, there's still some
yeah,
hidden
yeah, yeah,
secrets
yeah.
for me in there. Um, I don't know if I don't know if I want any of the previous gimmicks to be in the new game, or if
I don't think I do.
I think I just want something. If they're gonna do a gimmick, do something new. But at the end of the day, I really want them to focus on exploration, the new region, and some new Pokemon. Like I want the outside of battle gameplay to feel new and engaging.
Yeah,
I don't
sure,
want
sure, sure.
everything that they come up with to be focused on the battles itself.
I do very much agree with the point that I don't want the game to be based around the gimmick,
Yeah.
which I feel like it consistently has been actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Um, e-
from the games that I played, like,
X and Y, it was a huge plot point. I don't think it really mattered for like the main story much, but they worked it in. Uh, Sun and Moon, it was all about collecting the Z crystals, and that was like the power of whatever. And then Necrozma,
yep,
Sword and Shield, big part of it. Scarlet and Violet, the Terra is like the entirety of all the lore for everything. So it makes sense because, like,
hmm
yeah, in this region, this is a thing. So this is the effect of that. That's what makes this region different from this. But
right,
I'm okay with just, hey, it's Pokemon, but in a different setting. Like,
yeah,
I don't need I don't need a new region to be like, yo, also in this region, there are these crazy crystals that make Pokemon do this, and it's a phenomenon that only happens here. I don't need all that. I just want, yo, what if Pokemon, but like island Pokemon?
yeah.
Like that's all.
I'm
I'm
regional
with,
forms. I'm down with.
yeah.
Give me
I'm
more regional
I'm
forms.
100% with you though on just like I think it's well said. Outside of battle to be like just as engaging and exciting and fun as the battles themselves
Yeah,
because you're right. The gameplay is not the battles. The gameplay is all of it. And I want the stuff outside of battles to be engaging too. And I never really thought about that.
hmm
It's kind of just go from what do you do between battles? You make your way to the next battle.
right, right.
You catch Pokemon
Yeah,
so
but
that you could battle.
add something to that is maybe the gimmick is. I mean, this wouldn't bode well for competitive play, but like maybe the gimmick has to do more with catching the Pokemon and instead of actually battling. Like, I mean, you can't really consider this a gimmick, but like purifying Pokemon in like Gale of Darkness, like that's kind of a gimmick.
Yeah,
Before
actually.
even
Yes,
we
yes, yes,
got
yes, yes.
Megas, like, what if it's something more like that than it is something that just juices up your Pokemon to
I'm 100% on board with that line of thinking.
yeah,
Of just like do something that isn't just, hey, here's a thing you can press in battle once per battle that lets you get stronger or whatever. Like make it a gimmick, but not just a win harder button in battle.
yeah,
Like make it something that is built into the gameplay of everything. That yeah, like purifying. That's a great example.
yeah. I think that'd be awesome. Um, so as we kind of wrap up our conversation, going through our Pokemon journey, talking about now wins and waves. When do you think we actually get wins and waves in 2027? I know
So
it's a big topic, but
there's there's two lines of thinking, right? Holiday release or spring release, like we used to get.
I genuinely think it's a spring release.
I want to think it's a spring release
Yeah.
because again, so we said this before. We are thrilled that it's 2027. because a big sentiment among the Pokemon community, of course, is stop rushing games out every year. Take your time, make a good game, we'll wait for it, but quality over quantity, right? Scarlet and Violet came out like, God, what, 3, 4 years ago?
Around there. Good
I'm
thing you're looking
sorry.
it up because my iPad died.
I just gotta look
Um,
because yeah, we we've always said that we want fewer games that are better quality. November 18th, 2022.
whoa, it's coming up on 4 years.
Yeah, if it's a holiday release, it'll be 4 years, which I don't know if that's
No,
never
if it's a holiday
happened.
release, it's gonna be 5 years.
2022. Oh yeah, it's 2020. Yeah. You're right. You're right. It is going to be at least 4 years. It's either going to be 4.5 or 5. You're right. I don't. I think that's never happened before. Because hell, Gen 1 to 2, which felt like an eternity for a 10-year-old, is 2 years apart.
Right.
It's really not much.
And back then they weren't really putting games in between. Like you're not getting spin-off games,
Gen 1 and
really.
2 are not that different.
Right.
That's another thing.
Yeah, that
But
too.
but yeah, no. So either 4.5 to 5 years between main games. Now they made ZA. I don't know. Have they been in charge of anything else? I don't
Game
think so.
Freak?
Well,
Or
Game Freak is making their game, right?
yeah.
That other
Or
whatever
just
it's
Pokemon
called,
Company.
Game Freak, like
Yeah, yeah.
the people working on it.
Oh yeah.
Um, they had that other game, I guess, but also
That's
they
gotta be a
definitely.
completely different team.
I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm not a game developer, and I will never presume to know what I'm talking about when it comes to game development because that's I think disrespectful.
Being a gamer and knowing how games are made or like
That's a
it,
hot take for another time. I could
completely different.
answer
Yeah,
that
for
with
real.
you last time, but um, yeah. So 4.5 or 5 years apart from main games. Yes, give me that.
Yeah.
Now that said, take as much time as you need. Whatever, whatever. Of course, I'd like to see a spring release.
Yeah. I mean, I with it if it's a holiday release, they're really expecting Pocopia and Champions to carry Pokemon for a long time, which maybe we do get regular updates to Pocopia, and that's kind of what carries us through to that November date.
Yes, because you pub some
Whoa.
water after this. I had too much soda before. Um, there's some kind of like limited time event. Add these whatever line of Pokemon to your Animal Crossing farm or whatever it is you have in that game. Add them to your crew or whatever, but it's like a limited time event, and people were already complaining about like, uh, limited time. Why are they locking it behind? I hate that terminology, but there's going to be updates
Yeah.
for better or worse. I mean, feel about it how you want to feel about it, but it's not just like it's released and it's done. There's at least events that are
Yeah.
happening in it.
And I know it's not the same
Might not be much.
developers, but they're doing well with the Animal Crossing updates. The one that just came out has got the game blown up again. So if they could just do similar stuff like that,
Yeah.
just they could easily ride it out to a November release
It
date, but give us spring.
the again, I don't know all the details, but this event that they first announced here, it feels very much like, and this doesn't mean anything to you probably, but Scarlet and Violet like raid events
Yeah.
where it's like, oh hey, from this date to this date, you can encounter a 7-star Venusaur raid that's like it's got a special mark and it's level 100 and blah 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 blah. It's available from this date to this date. It feels like that where
Yeah.
they're just going to keep doing those and eventually they'll recycle them and
Yeah.
it'll be whatever, but it feels very like set it forget it for them. It's like, yeah, press the button and let the autopilot rotate out these events, but it's something, like it or hate it, it is something that is happening after release,
Yeah. It'll
presumably.
probably keep me engaged,
Yeah.
to say the least.
From what I've read about it, man, you're gonna be engaged regardless. It's apparently huge, and everybody's having a good time.
Yeah,
So,
dude, I can't wait. I'm gonna
but
dive in and oh my god, I'm gonna play it so much.
yeah. But that said, man, give me a spring release. I feel like I don't know, it just hits different. It's not because of waiting longer. I just having it be like October or November just feels so. I got a lot going on those months, you know.
Yeah.
Give me a spring release and like just let me have the summer to play.
Oh, that feels so.
Right?
Dude,
It's
bringing
just it's
your
just a vibe.
what we gotta do when it comes out, and like we gotta just pick a day and be like, yo, you want to go to a park and like sit on a bench and just play Pokemon? That
Bro,
is
I
such an
am so down
that
for
is
that.
such an underrated.
That's gonna take you right back to 1999.
Right, that's such an underrated thing with the Switch is like, I feel like so many
It's
people keep it
portable.
docked and play. Like you
Yeah.
could just pick it up and go to the
I'm
park.
guilty of that, but
Same,
that's a great idea.
same. We should just go to a park and just
Look
play.
look forward to it.
Yo, film it. That'd be fun. Yeah, but yeah, that was uh, capping off this conversation. I feel like that was awesome. Like starting from the beginning, going all the way to
Hey,
where
listen,
we are now, and I'm sure there's so many more stories in between there from both of us.
of course.
Um,
It's it, I'm 36. I've been playing Pokemon since I was 10. That's more than 2/3 of my life, dog. That's,
that is my life. That is the
I
equivalent of my life.
I gotta get out of here.
Anyway,
Yeah, no,
um,
it's and more to come. Really,
dude,
the recent trailer for Wind and Waves, it really. I'm more excited for how this looks, not just graphically, but just how it looks. Like, oh, looks like a good game. Uh I don't know when the last time I was this excited for a Pokemon game was, and they didn't really show that much. But I don't know, man. After watching the trailer a few times, I'm just like, I'm reaching levels of hype from like back in the day.
yeah, I almost don't want to see more.
Yeah, no, I'd be totally fine with that.
Like they're gonna show new Pokemon, obviously, and they're gonna show the legendaries probably beforehand
I'm
because
surprised they didn't show the legendaries.
I'm okay that they didn't.
Me too.
But I'm
Me
gonna
too.
try and be a little weary when like watching the content. Like I might maybe I'll watch the next trailer or so, but I'm gonna try and hide as much as I can from myself up until the release,
Yeah,
which is gonna be hard. But
I'm gonna watch everything that's official. I've just they haven't done the Sun and Moon thing where they just show everything
yeah,
since Sun and Moon. I feel safe watching whatever they put out, but just obviously when it's getting close and leaks start happening, you got to be really careful. I've been so much happier being able to successfully avoid leaks. Like for ZA, I didn't see any new megas, so playing through that game is awesome.
hmm
But yeah, roping you back into conversation here, but genuinely, like I'm looking forward to this more than I was for Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet, or ZA.
yeah.
Like I am just so ready. It feels like this is gonna be big.
I think it's gonna be massive. I think it's gonna be huge for a lot of people. I think it's gonna rope a lot of people back into Pokemon. I think it's gonna sell a lot of Switch twos.
I the trailer alone looks like it's starting to rope you back in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already. I mean, I've been playing Pokemon CA for the last couple days now, ever since Pokemon Day,
The
and
hype,
I'm
the
about to
hype.
hop into another Pokemon game. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll see what
well,
happens.
so much to look forward to. But I think that's kind of where we're going to conclude our conversation. Um, thank you so much for popping back
Dude,
in.
thanks for having me. You know, I always love to ramble about the old days.
Yeah, I feel like every conversation we have, I'm like, we need a mic. Like we just need
I
to.
keep hitting my head on that.
Keep it on the TV. Okay. Anyway,
Wonderful.
um, we'll you'll be back on here soon enough, and
Yeah.
we'll be doing stuff. But thank you guys all for watching this episode of the Button Press podcast. If you want to see more from us, check out YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, where we post some shorter, fun content, and also check Spotify and YouTube for full length episodes of the podcast. I don't know if Future Mark will have all the podcast episodes on Apple Podcast by the time this one airs, but hopefully Future Mark does well and gets all that up there because I've been saying I was gonna do it for a while, and I just haven't yet. Um, but I think that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will see you guys on the next one.